is how you can manage participants and the people in your Zoom group. So when we go to participants, we see a list. Obviously, here it's just me. Um, but what you can do is, first of all, there'll be an option to raise your hand. A lot of times, students will use this if they're having a discussion, they have a question, or they just want to jump into the conversation with a thought or something. It'll notify the professor, and they'll be able to see it, and then hopefully be like, "Yes, Mark, what is your question?" So that's one thing. Students could also offer advice: go slower, go faster. Maybe you're teaching way too fast, and it's just not working out in the Zoom format. They can always say, "Hey, could you go slower or go faster?" Obviously, the commands seem a little bit rude: go faster, go slower. That's definitely not their intent. You could clap. You could say that you need a break. I don't think students will ever be using that. Uh, but yeah, but one of the bigger things here is that you could manually mute someone or turn off their audio. Maybe there's a dog barking in the background. Their roommates are there and you can hear them. You could click on them. They'll be this same thing right here, but you'll be able to just go mute them as I just did, or unmute them. You could also, if you're just going to be lecturing for maybe your whole class, a good option is always just to mute all students. Mute all. Great, everyone's muted. And that is a really easy way to, um, if you're going to lecture, make sure that there's silence and that students can focus. A couple other things. I mute participants upon entry. You can do this here manually. You can also do it in settings to begin. There's a sound when people join, lock meeting. As you saw, I didn't lock it, but I do enable a waiting room. This is a really good place where you can set up all these settings for participants to ensure security and productivity in your meeting.